Hey guys, I thought I would make a kind of a quick opinionated video on the Civivi Vision. This is the Snex designed one. I believe Snex originally had his own Vision and then we made their version, and this is the Civivi version. When the original Snex one first came out, I was really interested. The guy does some really amazing engineering. Then I saw we had their version. I never got to handle it, and then I saw this. This has been out for a while, and I'm kind of late to the game, but my good friend Jesse sent this to me. So Jesse, I appreciate it. Super stoked to handle this. I don't get to handle a lot of knives that are actually my own. But this is it. This is the G10 version Jade, obviously, so you can dye it if you want. I'm not that handy, but look at that. It's a very sterile design on the blade, satin finish. And it just has designed by Snex on there. Overall, it's very handle heavy, if that makes sense, I guess, because there's a lot of, you got the steel liner plus the bar there. If you are familiar with the Demko shark lock, this is very reminiscent of that as far as operation. But this one, it actually has, what this does is it pushes a part of the steel right here, and it locks that into place. Very solid lockup. Real solid feeling, great action. It's not like not as like free sliding as my Demko, but I'll pull that out in a second. But very neutral design, thumb stud action, and I'll get to some of my, I guess not really my stuff I don't like about it, but just if I were to be nitpicky on it. But very nice edge design, blade design. It's a flat grind right here. The thickness, I mean, it's about the same as any other production knife. They kind of use the same kind of bar stock. But this one is Nitro V, which is not a bad steel. I know they use it in a lot of budget stuff, but I don't mind it at all. It takes a wicked edge, and it's got good properties for pretty much anybody. But I wanted to compare it because this is what I'm used to. This is the Demco AD 20.5, the shorter one, the one made in Taiwan. This is in titanium, and this is the 3V blade. This was engraved for me by my friend, and then I actually had this kind of reground just a bit, so it gets pretty thin compared to stock than the stock ones. There's another difference is this one does have skiff bearings on there. The biggest, well, some of the differences that I'll say in some similarities is the bar lock on this is a lot easier to manipulate. Doesn't take as much pressure. Not to say this is hard. It's just noticeably you need a little bit more power to do that one. And the detent on the Civivi is a lot more solid. It gives you a lot better satisfying deployment. Oops, sorry. Still getting used to it. I'm trying to record at the same time. But there's a nice thwack when you deploy this one. And one of the gripes that some people have, and I can if I manipulate this a lot, but I mean, you got to be manipulating a lot, is it can kind of get your fingertips a little wore out by pressing this down, because it is a little sharp just to kind of catch your finger. But I mean, I'm guessing if you're just doing this all the time, it can be a bother. The blade design, I don't like the look of this. That's just aesthetic, nothing functional. Whereas this one, it's a little bit more cleaner, but you have a little notch right here. One thing that they do have is the part where this bar rubs against it as it closes. It is exposed on this one for what it's worth. This one's it's more enclosed. This one is definitely more freely swinging on bearings. This one, for what it's worth, it's more hydraulic. Maybe it takes some breaking in. I don't really care about action. I'm more of a function type of person. And as far as blade length, I think the Civivi has about a ½ inch on there. This one you can choke up to right here, plus they have some jimping. This one they have a choil right here. I wish they had something to kind of catch my thumb right here, some more jimping, but maybe that's aesthetics. That was their design purpose on there. And I don't know what it is, but I do not like, I think these thumb studs look kind of plain on there. I'm guessing they use this for all Civivis. I mean, the Civivis, weaves, it's kind of like the Olight of the knife world. And another complaint I had is just this clip. I can kind of feel it in my palm if I press down, but otherwise the handle feels good. And Nitro V is going to perform pretty well, and I love the satin finish on this. They did a really good job with that, but obviously everything's made with the machine, so I mean, how much fault can you give them for that one? And you can dye this one. I do like the speed hole design on there. It's very clean. Wish they do something else with the clip on there. But I think this would be an awesome gentleman folder EDC, nothing hard use. Obviously you can probably take it, but you know, as a person who uses their knives and takes it to work, and kind of sees more of the functionality point of it, I don't see this as a work knife for me, but a carry in the pocket. Looks nice, different, and it's really fun to flip. And like I said, that D10 is a lot more satisfying, I feel, than the Demko. Not to take anything away from the Demko. Like I said, I mean, Nitro V, I wouldn't mind if it was in some higher production knives. Love the steel. It's that and 14C28, and for me, as far as budget steels take, some amazing edges from me. They take a lot of bite, and it's very easy to get real sharp. I don't know what it is about it. Now this one, 3V, I mean, I wouldn't mind putting this through the ringer. I put it through some paces. No chipping issues. Nice sheep's foot type blade on there, and it holds its edge pretty well. I would say you know, I'm sure there's some number of differences, but I'd be comparable as far as edge retention. Obviously, this one isn't fully as stainless as Nitro V, but like I said, I do like the edge this one takes. Not that this one doesn't take a good edge, just a nice toothy edge on there. I really appreciate on the 3V. Lots of carbides on there to hold on to. But as far as the only complaint I had with this one, it's a little thin, but man, that titanium feels nice. I'm guessing some higher end ones probably have different handle material, or if someone were to make titanium scales for this guy, this would be pretty sick. But it is already pretty handle heavy. A lot of the weight is in the back of the knife. I'm guessing just to have the mechanism for that whatever they call their vision lock bar style. But like I said, it's the same concept really as the Demko shark lock, where this bar presses into the part of the blade and locks that in. But they are both solid. And as far as size comparisons, that's the AD20.5. This is that Vision from Civivi, and this is my PM2. I'm sure everyone's seen a PM2. This is my 15V one. But that's my overall, you know, just impressions about it. I'll be excited to go ahead and sharpen this guy up. They did put pretty good factory edge on there. It's got some bite on there, more bite than I'm usually used to on a production knife. And just something about the thumb studs, I don't know. I'm not much of an aesthetic person, but it just kind of caught me. It looks kind of off with the rest of this, but it's a very clean design, if you guys can see. But super stoked to have this, and I'm not gonna judge it too much until I put an edge on this guy, and I can't wait to do that. I'll probably do that in the next day or two. You guys have a Merry Christmas, and let me know what you guys think about it.